What really ended the fairy tale, just 2 years after the wedding that captured the hearts of millions, the golden couple of Korean drama song Hye Kyo and Song Joong shocked the world with their sudden divorce. But behind the silence and speculation lies a truth no one expected. Why did their love story fall apart so quickly? Let's uncover the secrets together, only on Hidden Korea. It was the love story that defined a generation. When Song Joong-ki and Song Hye Kyo announced their engagement in 2017, fans across the globe rejoiced. The dazzling duo who lit up the screen in Descendants of the Sun appeared to carry their on-screen chemistry into real life. The wedding that followed was nothing short of a fairy tale, a star-studded event at the Schiller Hotel in Seoul, attended by Korea's A-list elite and watched with teary eyes by millions of fans. But just 20 months later, that dream came crashing down. In 2019, without warning, the couple released separate statements confirming their divorce. The news sent shockwaves through the Hallyu world. Fans were heartbroken, rumors swirled. Media outlets speculated endlessly, cheating, family pressure, career conflicts, but the truth, it remained locked behind closed doors. Until now, a whisper becomes a voice. In an exclusive interview with a leading lifestyle magazine, Song Hye Kyo finally opened up, not just as a celebrity, but as a woman who loved, lost, and endured. Her voice was calm, but her words cut deep. "I thought silence would protect us," she said. But over time it only deepened the misunderstandings. The interview took place at a quiet cafe in Paris, where Song had been spending time after wrapping up her latest project. Dressed simply in a white blouse and black slacks, she appeared calm. But behind her gentle smile was a story filled with quiet heartbreak. "We weren't ready," according to Song. The marriage began to fracture early, not from a single event, but from a slow unraveling of trust and communication. "We were both so busy," she admitted. "He was working abroad and I was filming non-stop. We started living like two strangers under one roof." At first, it was just long silences, missed calls, sleepless nights alone. Then came disagreements, small, sharp, and frequent. "We both came into the marriage with scars," she said softly. "But love isn't enough if you're not ready to confront your own pain." She refused to place blame on Song Joong-ki and spoke of him with dignity and warmth, describing him as a brilliant actor and a kind man. But she hinted at something deeper, a fundamental emotional distance that neither of them could bridge. Sometimes the hardest part is admitting that two good people can still hurt each other. Behind the headlines, rumors and reality. During their divorce, tabloids had a field day. There were reports of infidelity, family interference, hidden affairs. But Song clarified there was no betrayal, just two people who weren't aligned in their dreams anymore. Still, the media frenzy took a toll. "Every day I woke up to headlines dissecting my pain," she confessed. "And I had to smile like I was fine." She described how she escaped to France, immersing herself in painting and long walks along the Seine River. There, away from the flashing cameras and harsh judgments, she began to heal. A woman reborn today, Song. Hye Kyo stands taller than ever. Her recent performances, particularly in The Glory, have been hailed as some of the best of her career. Critics call her portrayal raw, honest, and cathartic. "It was more than a role. It was a reflection of everything I had bottled up inside," she said. "And when the cameras stopped, I finally let go." Now she is focused on herself, traveling, reading, embracing solitude. When asked if she would consider love again, she smiled faintly. "Maybe someday," she said. "But this time I won't lose myself in the process." The last goodbye. When the interview ended, the reporter asked her one final question. "If you could say one last thing to Song Joong-ki, what would it be?" She paused. Her eyes glistened, but no tears fell. "Thank you for the beautiful beginning and the strength I found in the end." For the rest of the world, Song Hye Kyo was still the glamorous actress, the flawless face of luxury brands, the muse of Chanel, the icon of timeless beauty. But behind the camera flashes and high-fashion covers was a woman struggling to reclaim her identity. There were days I couldn't recognize myself in the mirror. She admitted I looked fine, but inside I was hollow. In the months following the divorce, Song didn't retreat from the industry she transformed within it. She began to choose roles that mirrored her inner world. Complex women haunted by trauma, yet fiercely determined to survive. It was no coincidence. Acting became my therapy, she said. Every character I played carried a piece of me. Fans saw it too. The subtle shift in her expressions, the aching honesty in her gaze. It wasn't just performance anymore. It was personal truth pouring through every scene, public pressure and silent battles. While Song Joong-ki quickly moved on, eventually remarrying and becoming a father, Song Hye Kyo was subjected to intense public scrutiny. She was criticized for being too cold, too quiet, too reserved. Others accused her of failing to keep her marriage. "It's always the woman who gets blamed, isn't it?" she said, her voice tinged with calm defiance. She went on to explain the unspoken burden that female celebrities bear in the Korean entertainment industry, always expected to be graceful, selfless and forgiving even in their darkest hours. "I was grieving," she said, "but I didn't have the luxury to break down in public." Instead, she took the pressure and turned it into power. Her performances grew sharper, her interviews more candid, her aura more commanding. And slowly the public narrative began to shift from victim to survivor, to queen, reborn, a message to women everywhere. In one of the most touching parts of the interview, Song revealed she received thousands of letters from women around the world, some divorced, some heartbroken, all deeply moved by her quiet strength. "They told me they saw themselves in me," she said. "And for the first time I felt like my pain had purpose." She now hopes to use her platform to advocate for emotional healing, female empowerment, and the importance of speaking one's truth, even in a culture where silence is often mistaken for dignity. "You don't have to suffer in silence," she said. "You're allowed to tell your story." Unfinished chapters and what comes next. While the past is now out in the open, Song Hye Kyo's future remains wide open and full of promise. She's reportedly reviewing a major international project, a psychological thriller that would mark her Hollywood debut. There are also whispers of a book, perhaps a memoir chronicling the emotional chapters she's lived through. And although she remains single, she no longer dreads the idea of love. "Love isn't something I fear anymore," she said gently. "It's something I'll choose more wisely next time." She also spoke fondly of her co-stars, her fans and her support system, especially her mother, whom she called her anchor through the storm. The woman beyond the drama. In the end, what makes Song Hye Kyo's revelation so powerful is not just the content, it's the courage. She didn't expose the past for attention. She didn't vilify her ex-husband. She simply told the truth from her side with honesty, grace and the emotional clarity that only time can offer. "The world saw us fall apart," she said. "Now let them see me rise." Final words. As the sun set over the Paris skyline and the interview drew to a close, Song stood by the cafe window watching the golden light dance on the cobblestones. She looked peaceful, not because everything had been resolved, but because she had stopped hiding. And maybe, just maybe, the real story of Song Hye Kyo isn't about a failed marriage, but about a woman who chose herself no matter the cost.